Disney's leaders join state task forces on reopening the economy. The presidents of the parks reach out for an update and more in this week's look back at all the Disney Parks news of the week. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. This week we got a lot of news pertaining to easing restrictions at both the federal and state level, and Disney is involved more than you might think. So let's get started. First up, Disney's joined task forces in California and Florida aimed at developing safe protocols for reopening the economies of both states. On the West Coast, California Governor Gavin Newsom announced that the former executive chairman of the Walt Disney Company, Bob Iger, would be joining his business recovery task force. Iger's just one of 70 personnel named to the task force, including Apple CEO Tim Cook, along with former California Governor and the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. The goal of the task force is to help residents of California recover economically from the current global situation. The task force will be meeting twice a month through the rest of 2020. Disney World president is joining the Reopen Florida task force. Josh D'Amaro joins a task force of 22 business leaders, including CEOs and vice presidents from Universal Studios and SeaWorld, as well as state elected leaders, mayors, and officials from many industries. The task force will be discussing ways to potentially reopen restaurants, hotels, theme parks, and other businesses throughout the state. The group has already begun to implement new policies at the Orlando International Airport and on cruise ships. They're examining ways to safely reopen restaurants, as well as urging the general public to wear masks in public places. Talks have also begun regarding a gradual opening of tourist attractions like Disney World. This may include a phased reopening, with tourist attractions opening first to Florida state residents, then national and international visitors, according to the task force. Visit Florida, the state's official tourism marketing corporation, proposed a 4-part marketing plan aimed at bringing guests back to Florida by encouraging staycations for Florida residents before turning marketing efforts toward domestic and international visitors. John Spruill, CEO of Universal Orlando Resort and Executive Vice President of Universal Parks and Resorts, has suggested to the committee that employees of the theme parks may undergo health screenings every day and may potentially wear masks in the parks. They're also evaluating whether guests may also be allowed to wear masks. Universal is considering reducing unnecessary surface contact points, sanitizing rides and necessary services during the day, using more technology such as mobile order and mobile pay, increasing the use of virtual queues like they do at Volcano Bay Water Park, using primarily outdoor queues, and staggering seating on rides and in shows. Universal expects a slow ramp up to reopening theme parks and a potential cap on attendance to maintain guest safety. While Disney reps haven't spoken at the task force meetings, Governor Ron DeSantis says that Disney is far ahead of the curve on reopening. The task force expects to release updated guidelines weekly. Does anybody else feel like I sound like a news anchor when I do these? I kind of feel like I'm adopting this news anchor voice. I've never been a news anchor, but I kind of feel like I'm automatically falling into that. It's weird. Okay, moving on. Beyond the projected plans being put forth by the economic councils, several analysts have weighed in on the future of Disney's theme parks. Disney stocks have been on something of a roller coaster, get it? Ride since the parks have been closed and tens of thousands of Disney employees have been furloughed. Though most analysts expect a full rebound, Disney's credit rating has recently been downgraded from A to A-, indicating that a return to normalcy may be further in the future. One analyst from UBS noted January as a possible opening date for the Disney theme parks, which is the latest projected opening date we've seen so far. He suggests that the crowd at the Disney theme parks won't return to normal until a vaccine is widely available. While it's certainly true that we may never visit Disney World the same way we once did, Disney's Shanghai park has already started testing out what a new normal may look like. Thanks to Twitter user Gourmet DYY. She's really, really nice, by the way. I reached out to her to see if we could use the photos, and she's so sweet. We've gotten a peek at some of the measures that Shanghai Disney is currently testing to ensure guest safety in anticipation of the park's reopening. The park entrance now includes temporary barricades and taped-off sections to encourage social distancing, and it also appears that shows were being tested with limited capacity and multiple seats between each guest. These measures could have implications for what we can expect in the domestic parks as well. We will undoubtedly be learning more about potential plans to reopen the Disney parks in the near future, but for those of you with scheduled trips coming up in the next few weeks, we have more information about trip cancellations. Disney's begun canceling reservations up to May 16th and removed park hours from their website for those dates as well. If your trip falls within that time frame, you can cancel up to your original check-in date, and if no action is taken, you'll automatically receive the appropriate refunds to your account. Disney will cancel most of your dining and experience reservations for you. We suggest you double check any reservations to ensure they were canceled, and if you booked through a travel agent, contact them for trip changes and cancellation requests. Remember that Disney is offering a free dining plan for guests who need to rebook their trip, which includes new vacation dates through September 30th. Moving on, we've seen a lot from the Disney Parks presidents this week. In Disneyland, in a special message, Disneyland's president Rebecca Campbell reached out to give an update to fans. She touched on the recent extension of the park's closure and the decision to furlough cast members to keep their benefits intact. She also commended first responders, healthcare professionals, and essential employees for their work and demonstrated Disney's efforts to help by donating protective equipment and other medical supplies. Campbell finished with a message of optimism and hope for the future, and she later shared a look inside a closed Disneyland, offering up photos of Disneyland and California Adventure's many flowers and trees blooming in the springtime. Over in Florida, Disney World President Josh D'Amaro also released a statement concerning the cast member furloughs. D'Amaro echoed Disney's statement about having their cast members' best interests at heart with the furloughs by continuing to provide health insurance and education opportunities through Disney Aspire. D'Amaro also took the time to thank state and local leaders, healthcare professionals, and first responders for their dedication and service during this difficult time. He made sure to remind everyone that Disney World will be there to welcome them back someday. He, too, shared photos inside the park showing off topiaries in Epcot and essential cast members at work in Magic Kingdom. Adventures by Disney has some good and bad news this week. First up, the bad news. They've issued some trip suspensions. Adventures by Disney has been forced to suspend more departures as travel plans keep being affected by the situation. Most trips through the end of June have now been canceled. If you had a departure scheduled, you'll be contacted by messages with information on rescheduling your canceled trip. You can check out the full list of affected itineraries on DisneyFoodblog.com. And now the good news, new destinations have been announced for Adventures by Disney. They announced 3 new destinations for 2021 and announced when you'll be able to book them. The new destinations include New Zealand, Portugal, and a grand European tour across England, France, and Italy. They've also updated some returning itineraries. Guests visiting Central Europe can go to Krakow, Prague, and Vienna. Australia trips can take advantage of visiting Sydney, Melbourne, and Cairns. And adventurers heading to the Amazon and Galapagos Islands will be able to stop at Quito, Ecuador, and Guayaquil. Did I say that right? Guayaquil? Let me know in the comments. Guests whose trips have been canceled by the current global situation can begin booking right now. Previous guests of Adventures by Disney can book beginning on May 12th, 2020, and general booking is available on May 19th, 2020. You can reserve your vacation through August 31st, 2020 for adventures from February 8th, 2021 through March 30th, 2022. And finally, another piece of good news, Disney Cruise Line cast members are spending their time giving back. The ships may not be sailing, but Disney Cruise Line crew members are making the most of their time on board to give back to hospitals. They've teamed up with Disney volunteers to design multi-paneled murals for the Foundation for Hospital Art. Once the murals are finished, the Foundation for Hospital Art will donate them to hospitals around the country. Cast and crew members are also packaging up several Disney greeting cards to send to the Starlight Children's Foundation. Now let's take a look at some fun ways to keep the Disney magic alive at home. The Secret Society of Second-Born Royals is coming to Disney Plus. This new original superhero film follows a rebellious princess that's second in line for the throne and discovers she has superpowers. She joins a group of royals just like her, and together they save the world. The new flick will be dropping on Disney Plus sometime this summer, and the next video in the Journey into Imagineering series has dropped as well. This time we're getting a special look at the Research and Development Lab. Mike Hoenick, a designer and project lead at Walt Disney Imagineering, is our host this time to learn how Imagineering creates the magic. You can watch the video right now over on DisneyFoodblog.com. The Lion King Experience was also released this week. This is a free web-based curriculum designed for kids ages 8 to 15. Your little ones will learn the theater process from playwriting to directing and everything in between from Disney's theatrical productions team. The kids curriculum is comprised of an 11-session course for students age 8 to 11, and the JR curriculum is an 18-session course for students age 12 to 15. By the end, you'll have written your own original song, designed a theatrical mask, and made a concept for lighting design. Now, this makes me very happy to report to you, Disney legend Bob Gurr, who gave us attractions like the Matterhorn, Autopia, and the People Mover in Disneyland, also has the distinction of having a special cocktail named after him. The Walt Disney Family Museum recently released a recipe for the Gurr Tiki in honor of Bob. You can even make it non-alcoholic so your whole family can enjoy. You can find the full recipe on DisneyFoodblog.com, and if you're not following Bob Gurr on Instagram, you definitely need to follow Bob Gurr on Instagram. He is a joy. He has so much energy and he's just an amazing human. So I hope you're following him. Disney World's very own Reedy Creek Fire Department took to Instagram to show off their musical prowess. Jeff J.T. Armstrong, an EMT for the department, plays renditions of classic Disney music themes on the bagpipes. You can see several of these on their Instagram account right now. He's also released a video performing the title track to It's a Small World. I think they just put out Do You Want to Build a Snowman? He's done several of them. They're so fun. You can check out the videos over on DisneyFoodBlog.com or check their Instagram account. Art Smith shared one of his favorite chicken recipes. If you're a big fan of Chef Art Smith at Homecoming in Disney Springs, you can make your own chicken and dumplings just like Art makes them at home. In honor of his mother, Chef Art Smith released a family recipe for his chicken and dumplings. You can check out that full recipe over on DisneyFoodBlog.com. Now, this is my favorite recipe to share. We've got two options for Disneyland's Monte Cristo. The Monte Cristo sandwich has been a staple in Disneyland. It's my favorite thing to eat there. And now, of course, you can make it at home. It's a fried ham, turkey, and cheese sandwich with powdered sugar on top, and it's been on the menu at Blue Bayou since 1967. Of course, it's also on the menu at Cafe Orleans for a little less money, FYI. If you're scared at the idea of deep frying up a sandwich, don't worry, we've got you covered with the authentic recipe and a not so authentic but equally tasty version that we've got step-by-step photos for. You can find everything you need to make your own Monte Cristo at DisneyFoodBlog.com. And you can still take a trip to Splash Mountain on the Play Disney Parks app with a brand new Zippity Doodog game. As you begin, you'll take a picture to represent your in-game avatar, and then Mr. Bluebird will whisk you off to play 15 challenging mini games. Disney's also launched a new video series on the My Disney Experience app so that you can become a wilderness explorer. Wilderness Explorers at Home will let you earn virtual badges by watching videos and taking part in some fun activities. The first video in the series is available now and will have you learning the Wilderness Explorer's call. Disney's also released a free villains ebook. If you're in need of a new Disney book to grip you, you can get a free copy of the first novel in Serena Valentino's Villains series. Fairest of All tells the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from the Wicked Queen's perspective. If you ever wanted the Queen side of the story, head to books.disney.com to download your free copy right now. In merchandise news, Disney's subscription boxes are being paused. So Disney's Loot Crate style subscription boxes are being suspended temporarily on Shop Disney. The boxes were a great way to get a bunch of different merch in one package, and Disney's not revealed when these boxes could return in the future, only saying that the service is unavailable until further notice. The Her Universe droid ears finally dropped. These are those ears that Ashley Eckstein gave us a sneak peek of months ago. They finally arrived on Shop Disney. They're shaped like bedazzled R2-D2 and BB-8, and the bow in the center is inspired by C-3PO's golden complexion. On the back of the ears, the sparkling rhinestones spell out beep, boop, beep. The ears were going for $78, but they have sold out. We'll keep you updated if we see them in stock again in the future. Speaking of ears, the Joe Rohde designer ears are finally here. Disney Imagineer Joe Rohde is the latest designer to put his own spin on a pair of Mickey ears. His name was dropped as one of the designers when the line was first launched, and we just got a peek at his new ears followed by their release a day later. The cap is modeled after an early aviator's flight cap and goggles, and the ears themselves feature the compass rose and contain some very important dates and coordinates. The coordinates point to Animal Kingdom and Mount Everest, while the dates signify the openings of Animal Kingdom and Expedition Everest. But these ears were released on April 22nd and sold out fast. We saw them going for hundreds of dollars on eBay already. There's a new inside-out halter top romper just in time for summer. We found this brand new romper inspired by the movie Inside Out over on Shop Disney. The plain white romper features a glittering pink heart by the front leg and a rainbow unicorn on the back. The vibrant skirt is covered in a rainbow of colors designed after joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear. And the skirt is also removable so you can wear the romper individually. This is kind of like that Bo Peep romper dress from last summer. This one is definitely a bit cuter, we think, but we're still on the fence with how we feel about these convertible romper situations. You can grab your own for $128. And if you're looking to add to your collection of backpacks or bags you can carry from the bedroom to the living room, you can pick one up from the adorable new A Bug's Life Loungefly collection. This is an adorable leaf purse featuring characters from the Pixar film and a new Heimlich backpack complete with his butterfly wings. And there's a brand new Dooney collection. This has just been released on Shop Disney, and the line features totes sporting the new design of Minnie Mouse in her happy place, which is where else? Disney World. So there's the news for right now, you guys. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. If you are not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that we can let you know when we put out new videos. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Vlog, and we'll see you real soon.